What's good, my YouTube people? Gorgeous day out, sun shining, 60 something degrees. And just had a couple errands to run, but wanted to just make a quick little video here and to see where everybody's head's at, see how everybody's holding up. Myself personally, I'm really not gonna lie, have been enjoying this time, just kind of to unplug from the matrix and unplug from the day-to-day, I guess, life cycle that we live through. You know, you wake up, you go to work, you come home, you eat dinner, you pop in front of the TV, in front of your cell phone, in front of your tablet for like a couple hours, an hour, and then you go to sleep, and then you rinse and repeat. For me, it's just been really nice kind of step back and getting an opportunity to do and work on some projects that I've kind of been wanting to work on for a little while. So for me, it's been really enjoyable getting to know also just more about myself, you know, where my mind state's at, preparing for the worst, but yet praying for the best, and not letting myself get too down about it. I don't think we're at that point where it's just like we're suffering and it's desperate times and desperate measures are ahead. I pray we don't get there. Am I preparing for it? Yes, but you know, right now, if you're sitting at home and you're suffering, or you're feeling desperate, or you're feeling depressed, you know, I'm going to give you some tough love and tell you to snap out of it. That's all in your mind. That's you being your own worst enemy and feeding into the beast, feeding into this fear that is resonating on a global scale. We're feeding the beast by the fear that we give it. I'm not saying that there isn't something going on. There definitely is something going on, but that's where right now they're trying to trigger everyone into these feelings of fear, into despair and depression. And I'm here to tell you, you need to snap out of that and really be grateful for this moment in time that you're currently living in. Being present in this moment in time, allowing yourself to get out of your comfort zone and get comfortable with getting uncomfortable. And that goes beyond just, you know, like the change in your schedule, the change in maybe not working right now. I'm not working, but I haven't even like really gave it a second thought, to be honest. And maybe that's where my faith comes in, where it's, I know that the Lord would provide, and I just know things are going to work out. Yeah, there's going to be trial and tribulation, but I'm not going to let that be the overall encompassing vibration that I'm putting out there, you know. So it's like, no, my mind is still abundant. My mind is still thinking fortuitous thoughts, being present, being grateful. The time that I'm getting to kind of work on new skills, and I'm just going to give you guys a couple examples of what I've been doing that, you know, is one, helping me learn new skills, two, making me more valuable, and three, hopefully down the long term, helping my family and my friends. Right now, I've really been wanting to get into homesteading, you know, lifestyle kind of skills and learning them. Like, I would love to one day have my own homestead. That is a life goal that I have, that God willing, I will one day attain, you know, that, have my homestead, become self-reliant, have animals, have chickens, have, you know, shoot alpacas, have a dog, have a rooster. I know I've made it if I have a rooster at one point in my life. That's where I know I've made it. So, I mean, that's where my mindset's at right now, and I'm taking this time to prepare me for that. I'm taking this time to learn for when that opportunity arises, and I get that, to be prepared and be ready to have these skills. And that's how you should look at life in general. Like, life prepares you for the next process, the next step in your life. I look back at my life personally and just kind of how it's progressed, its peaks, its valleys, but everything I've faced, whether it was good or bad, has prepared me for this point in my life. And when I look back, it makes me really grateful to think on those things where I thought, man, these times are tough, these times are difficult, I'm not really seeing where this is going. And then when you look back, and you realize, wow, that was setting me up for this right now. That sacrifice was setting me up for this. So just think of it that way right now. Take this as a learning experience and how it's going to just catapult you forward in the long run, and not focus on the despair, not focus on the, you know what, my life is horrible, I can't go out, I can't do this, I can't do that. No, stay home, work on skills, learn how to sew, learn how to knit. But what I'm doing right now is we're canning food and pickling food. If you can food, vegetables, fruit, that can last you up to a year. So I'm thinking long term here, with the mentality that this may go on for the next year, may go on even further than that. So for me, it's like, all right, what can I do to set myself and my family and my friends up for success? Let me learn how to can. So I've been learning how to can, and so far it's been really fun, and it's been great. It's kind of helped me do something too, find an activity to do with the family. So that's something too you can do. If you have a family, you can stuff together. If you're living by yourself, that distracts you from thinking about the day-to-day, the anxiety, the depression. You're focusing on accomplishing a task. So learn how to can. It's pretty simple. Actually, that's where I'm running to right now. I already picked up some extra mason jars. I have canning salt. I have my deep water bath container tub that I put the water that I put the mason jars in. But right now I've been pickling, and I had some old mason jars, some old glass jars that I've used for pickling. But I saw some other really great pickling jars that come with the lids and the weight, because I had a couple little experiments that, pickling is an experiment. You're fermenting. It's in a way, you're changing the food. But so I had a little bit of a mold growth because, one, I didn't cover them fully or submerge them underwater. I kind of rigged like a Ziploc bag with some water to make a weight, but somehow some of the vegetables still popped up. So they have these cool pickling jars that come with their own little glass weights that fit right into the jar itself, and their own little lids that let some of the CO2 escape. So I'm going to go to the store and see if I can get a couple of those. Might help, when I'm doing like asparagus, green beans. But I have, like I said, my other glass jars, mason jars that I'm using for that, or maybe figure out at the store, find something that might fit the mouth of the jar and use it as a weight. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm being smart about when I go out and whatnot. I'm not being dumb. But, just because we have this, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, doesn't mean that life stops. And these were tasks and projects I wanted to learn, but just because of time, life getting in the way, I wasn't able to do. Now I have tons of time, so now I have the ability to do that. Today, I taught myself in the last 6 months how to make sourdough bread. I've got my starter now. I've had my starter for a while now, and I've made 2 loaves. First time I'm making jalapeno cheddar sourdough bread. I'm making one for a friend of mine. He actually gave me the idea, so I was like, you know what, this was the point of me learning how to make bread. One for myself, for my family, and then give bread to friends. So I'm hooking them up. I'm really excited. Hopefully it comes out good. The dough, everything, just the starter, everything looked fantastic. So right now the bread's retarding, and yes, that's really what you call it, retarding your bread. So you retard it in the fridge, and then you take it out tomorrow and let it rest and ferment for another anywhere from 4 to 6 hours, and then you get it in the oven. So just like I said, little day-to-day skills where you become more self-reliant, you become more skillful. You bring certain things to the table that you can provide not just for yourself, but for others, that make you valuable in the grand scheme of things. So that's kind of where my head's at, and I'm hoping this can help and inspire you to to learn new tasks. You know, if you like to sew, hey, why don't you figure out some cool things that you can potentially sew that may help others, that you can maybe sell. If there's other things that you're into, learn that. Take the time to learn those things. I mean, right now we still have internet. You still have your YouTube. I mean, YouTube University, baby. That's where it's at. You can learn anything on there. Today, I probably won't have time, but hopefully this weekend or this week, change the oil in my car. That's something else, you know. Save myself the $50 and just do it myself and you know, become a little bit more technical. That's one thing, you know, if I'm gonna have a homestead, I have to learn to do things on my own. I have to learn to do things for myself, as opposed to just, you know, running to, you know, the oil lube place, the mechanic, just buying everything at the store. No, getting my hands dirty, building things with my own hands, and that's part of the process. That's you know, part of the labor of love. That is creating something with your own two bare hands. There, you take more pride in it. You know, you appreciate it more. You know, it's not necessarily the final outcome, it's the journey. It's taken me a while to get my starter going. It's taken me a while to kind of hone down my bread, and it's the journey, it's the learning process, where you really get something out of that, you know? So think of it that way. So brothers and sisters, I hope this finds you well. Like I said, I'm on my way, get that, and actually I'm also on my way, pick up some shotgun shells. In the market for shotguns, so that's also another thing. You know, I'm being mindful, and you know, you have to prepare yourself. Like I said, I already, you know, I have my Floyd, I have my conceal and carry, but you know, just in case, it's always good to have, you know, some more home defense. Like Jesus said in Luke chapter 22, you know, there will come a time and a place where, you know, you sell your coat and buy a sword. So that's kind of where my head's at right now. It's just good to have too. And you know, if I'm gonna have a homestead, it's gonna be something that I'm gonna need and use down the road, especially if I have, you know, chicks and chickens and roosters. You got to keep the coyotes away. You got to keep any of the predators away. So it's like, you know, little things that I'm doing now, setting myself up for success down the road and keeping my vision strong and not straying from the path, and just keeping that daily process, you know, that daily program working. So yeah, just like I said, get your head right. Take advantage of this time that we have right now, because we may never have it again. And you might be back as soon as this is over. It's like, you know, nose to the grindstone. So yeah, appreciate this time. Be grateful. If you're a believer, thank God every day. Praise the name of Jesus Christ. Praise the name of our Heavenly Father. May all glory go to them. And if you're not a believer, right now is a time to try to work on your faith, you know, to seek the Lord, to just start talking to God. And little by little, hopefully your heart will be softened. There's nothing like I said, unfortunately, some type of global, you know, pandemic, global disaster to really bring people to God. So like I said, right now, just take your time to appreciate these moments, and and bless God and Jesus Christ, and everybody that is a believer. You know, stay strong and have faith. And I will talk to you guys shortly, seeing as I'm going the wrong direction. Well, not really. I went one straight over, so I'll just get on over at the next stop. But anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. Stay blessed.